Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Trying to find something to put this on to give me a more flattering angle because this is not flattering. Seriously.
Oh, yes, let's fix our hair, do the stuff.
I know. How is everyone?
Good. Wendy's talking, but she's muted.
Yeah. Just don't get too close. Sit back here. Okay.
Hi,
This is good.
Oh, that's what the
Good
trick
hair,
is.
good skin, good
How
face.
about I go brush my hair too?
It's all about the angles, guys. Here, I gotta find the right angle. I should have done this first.
Good.
You're
Francis.
beautiful, Francis.
What was that sound?
That's probably me. I got to figure out how to get my computer not to beep at me for everything.
No, that was me.
That was
Hang on.
you?
I need to go in turn.
That's you for everything. I'm excited about this meeting. I'm excited for the big script off. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Andrew, I thought it was a strip off. I read it wrong. I was so excited thinking it was a strip off, and now I hear it's a script. This is crazy. It's not what I thought at all.
Yeah.
You have to enunciate when we speak. You gotta, the vowels, the consonants, you have to let me know.
All
Sorry,
right.
can't hear you, buddy.
12 o'clock. And we've got lots of people here. Welcome, everybody. Amy, how are you feeling?
Doing okay.
Okay.
I got a solid 2 hours. We're good.
Amy was being a policewoman last night shift, and yet she's still here.
I got some new eye cream, so I just tried that. So let me know how my eyes look.
You look great. You look great.
Where-
All right.
Hi, Amy. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everybody will be nice until they're paired off against each other in the script off, and then it'll
That's
get neat. All right. So I'll share my screen and we'll get started here. We do have some guest speakers and some news as well to pass along before we get to the fun here. Okay, so as always, we'll start with our vision statement. If you wish to, it's always tricky to do on Zoom, but if you wish to join me, please do. To grow our company to be the #1 real estate company in Canada in agent count and market share, built with quality individuals who place paramount importance and value on integrity, education, kindness, culture, and opportunity. By achieving this vision together, we will create a positive impact on our industry, community, associates, and families for generations to come. Okay, so I'd like to introduce Stephanie. Stephanie, is Rachel here as well? And you're going to play the video, right?
Hi there.
Hi.
Stephanie's not online. It's Rachel.
It's Rachel. Okay, perfect. Rachel, we are so happy to have you. And Rachel is from Clover Properties. We had her in our office. Was it a whole year ago, Rachel?
Oh my gosh. I would say so. It feels like it was last fall.
Yeah, it's just COVID makes everything feel strange, right?
Yes.
So Rachel is the co-host of Mothers of Real Estate TV show and an award-winning real estate expert. Rachel owns and operates Clover Properties, where families help families get into home ownership. Oh, you can all see my screen, so you see that I'm reading this. That's terrible. Since 2010, nearly 450 families, business owners, and newcomers have enrolled in her assisted purchase program to rent to own a home in Ontario. Rachel is passionate about education, helping home buyers and educating home buyers and real estate professionals on how to overcome the barriers of owning a residential property in today's real estate market. Together with her husband, she wrote an Amazon best-selling book, Rent to Own: Essential Guide for Homeowners. And she is going to be coming and doing some training for us and is going to tell us about the benefit that that training will bring. Rachel, have we enabled you to share your screen?
I don't know. We'll find out. It looks like you have. Yes. Thank you so
Perfect.
much. Thank you so much for the warm introduction. I recognize a few of the friendly faces on this line from the last time I've been to your office, and I would love to provide an update. So before I jump into what we're going to be talking about on the training that is coming up on November 27th, let me play a quick video for you guys, and then I'll explain. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. This is only 30 seconds. You blink and you miss it.
If you think you're stuck renting because you don't have the best credit or a large down payment saved up, think again.
Hi, I'm Rachel Oliver. My husband Neil and I own and operate Clover Properties.
We've helped over 300 families rent to own a home, set down roots in a great community, and feel a sense of stability.
It is so humbling to be invited into a family's life for a short time and help them secure their future.
If you're struggling to get a mortgage today, you may qualify to rent to own your home sweet home. Apply today.
So hopefully that provides a little bit of context for the newer agents that will be joining us, hopefully. So essentially, the lady that you saw in the very first clip of that video, her name is Janet. She is a licensed real estate agent who approached us about 5 years ago. She was a rookie real estate agent, and she basically said that she didn't want to build up her business the old-fashioned way with door knocking or cold calling. And I think that holds true. Oops. And I think that holds true to a lot of real estate agents, whether they're rookies or whether they're established, especially now in the mix with COVID. So what Janet really persisted to do was to ask us a lot of questions and how she could become an expert and ultimately tap into a strategy that gave her a competitive advantage that other real estate agents didn't have. And fast forward 5 years, what has really happened is that Janet has propelled us to create educational offerings and trainings to other real estate agents, because of course, Janet can't cover all of Ontario. And our services to help families rent to own through an assisted purchase program are offered all over Ontario. And because Janet can't cover all of the regions personally, we wanted to make sure that the education we offered Janet resonates and is available with a lot of other agents. Janet, in her first year, ended up doing $120,000 in commissions just by focusing on what we taught her. So for those of you who have heard me speak before, I invite you to join us. And for those of you who are brand new to what it is we're going to be talking about, what I'll be sharing is the 5 untapped buyers that have been uncovered as a result of COVID. And by knowing who these buyers are and what you can offer them, you're actually going to be creating a competitive advantage for your business to help you grow your business. And ultimately, you're going to use this knowledge to do more, to close more transactions in 2021. So that's what we'll be covering on November 27th. I invite you to join us. I'm going to post the link to where you can register in the chat box. So just click that link and head over to the registration page, sign up. It's free. And I promise that you're going to learn a ton that will help your business skyrocket in 2021.
Thank you very much, Rachel. So we've had Rachel before. Obviously, she provided a ton of value, hence she's coming back. I remember it was a really tough sell on our leadership team to have Rachel the first time, because we've all had a negative taste in our mouth from some time in the past with the concept of rent to own. But we've just been blown away with their professionalism, and with one of the big difference with them is they have a whole coaching program and work very, very closely with the buyers to make sure they're in a position to be able to purchase the property and guide them in their credit score, coach them. You have like monthly coaching sessions and all that stuff with them, really to help them get them on the right track. And they came highly recommended. It was Matthew Robidoux. It's nice to see you right in the center of my screen, Matthew, with your pup there too. He's worked with them many times to great success as well. So highly recommended. It was a wonderful training session, and it really there's just win-wins everywhere because you're really helping a family who might not have been able to get into a home, get into a home. It's an amazing investment opportunity, and it's a very ethical, strong company that is really doing a lot of good. So thank you very much, Rachel, and I hope everybody attends your training session.
Yeah, I've been
My
working with her for at least 3 years. I knew her through the investment world, and rent-to-own's got a bad rap because there's two different ways to do it. You can do property first or client first. Property first is somebody who's having a hard time getting the price they want for properties. So they use rent-to-own to get a higher price, or client first, where they get to go pick their own home. And Rachel talk about the success rate. The difference is huge. It's their home. They picked it, and it's been a pleasure to work with them. And the way they've set up their training in the last couple of years has been a big help as well.
Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate the background. That's awesome.
Thank you, Rachel. All right, so next, let me make sure I figure out my screen here properly. Is my screen sharing? So there's the date and everything there. If you want to add it to your calendars, the training session is via Zoom, and the link to actually register it is below. Can everybody see my screen?
No, I can't. No, Andrew.
Okay, thank you. I don't see the little stuff around it, so I figured something was off there. All right, so there we go. So there's the dates, and it's all via Zoom, and you can check in the chat to register. I see some people have already registered, so that's great. All right, so Kyle, you're up, and you're not doing it from a car, so we're expecting big things, my friend. I'll stop the share so we can see you.
There we go. Yeah, not from a car this time, so that's good. But it was a good trip though. I bought a motorcycle on that trip, so that was cool. Yeah. Check my Facebook or Instagram. You'll see the pictures. But anyway, not going to take up too much time because you guys always have a bunch of stuff to do. But because Rachel just talked and it's there, I do want to enough chime in because Rachel and I have talked in the past, and to kind of echo on what Matthew was saying about rent-to-owns getting a bad rap. They do get a bad rap because they're easy to get into, and statistically and historically, it's damn near impossible to get out of unless you do it the way Rachel's program really sets it up. And that's a compliment to her and her program. So the exit strategy that they have and is always what I'm worried about, is good. And I stepped out and spoke to a broker that they deal with, who's not me, which is fine, and talked to her about how they do it. And she's been successful doing it. And but the thing is, that's key. Getting in is easy. I mean, strangers could do it, but getting in and documenting and doing everything you need to get out on the other side is why they're client focused. So it's good. It is. That's a plug for them, that I would say, look at that training and hear what they say, because getting out is what you need to do, and they can do it, which is solid. So yeah, anyways, that's a good thing. What else is going on? Rates, we'll just get that out of the way. They're still low. They haven't started paying people to borrow money yet, but that could be next on the list, I think, because we're getting that low. We're still, just about anything you do should have you almost under 2%, which is ridiculous. It's great, but it's there. So if we want to talk rates, you guys can reach out to me and let me know. I know there's been a lot of talk because luckily for you folks, you can all go incorporated now, which is neat. I know that's been on a lot of people's minds. I've fielded a few phone calls about that. I'm not talking about the incorporation stuff because I'm not a lawyer. Thank God I'm not a lawyer, but thank God for people I'm not a lawyer. I'd probably get in trouble. But the one thing to understand when you're going incorporated, and this is from the personal side of things, always financial, right? Is you going incorporated, you do want to understand what that does. If you're someone who wants to invest, buy properties, redo your own mortgage, it all has an impact, right? So you do want to figure out what your own plan is going forward, because just because you make a pile of money and leave it in your holding company or however you set yourself up, doesn't mean the bank's okay with you using that as income, right? which doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense, but it's true. If you pay yourself a salary, that's one thing, because it goes on, line 101 or line 150 of your personal taxes, right? If you pay yourself dividends, it goes somewhere else. If you pay yourself a proportion of both, that does something. So it all affects, it's not just, hey, I make 6 figures, give me a mortgage. It's how does it flow? What do you pay tax on? Has it happened consistently for the last couple of years? Have you gone from paying yourself a salary to now dividends? Because if that's the case, what are your retained earnings? Because if your retained earnings aren't enough, can you pay yourself the dividends out? Like, it's good. It's just you have to be prepared. So, and if there's one thing that I tell, all my business for self clients is that you need 3 people. Like your mortgage broker is good, your lawyer you need to talk to, and your accountant you need to talk to. The problem is we're all going to step on each other's toes and screw up each other's business, because the lawyer's going to tell you to do something and I'm going to look at you and go, oh, for God, why did you do that? And then the accountant's going to be like, well, I saved you a pile of money. And they're going to come to me and I'm going to say, why'd you do that? Because now you can't do things. So it just, we need to work together, but there's always different portions of this that you want to worry about. So it's a deeper conversation or a bigger conversation than we're going to have today. But if you want to talk more about it, I love talking about it. So give me, as you know, I love to talk. So give me a call, we'll chat about it. And I can give you my own insights to what I've done. Because the other thing too, big thing, as commissioned employees, we're treated way differently than a lawyer or a plumber, right? So they don't look at us the same because we're pure commissioned employees, which again messes up. We get grouped under entrepreneur, and then all of a sudden, oh, you're commissioned and you're over there. So you have to be careful with that, depending on how you want to progress with your own investment and buying and selling and whatnot of real estate. So that's one thing too we can talk about. Another thing that's come up, again, just so you can stream through and hopefully help you with some of your clients. Maybe it's COVID, but the statistics are running hot for people who are getting divorced right now, it seems like, unfortunately. So with that, I'm saying that lightly, it's not light, but I'm saying trying to keep that light. The one thing that's really come up a lot lately, I've had 5 or 6 clients in the last month to 6 weeks who are going through divorce. If you're in that, not if you're in that situation, you're talking to that client and they're saying, hey, I'm divorced, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. One of the first questions you want to ask once you've made that rapport is, do you have a separation agreement set up? Because one thing we're getting stonewalled with lenders is if you don't have a separation agreement, they are not budging. I've done one deal this year where the clients didn't have a separation agreement, and I cannot use that as a blanket statement where it's okay, everybody can do this, because I tried to sell the same story to the same lender on 2 different deals that were very similar, and they said no. So it's a very unique situation, and you do want to do that, because if they don't have their separation agreement, I don't want to use the word impossible, but I'll use very highly unlikely that they're doing anything with that. So that's the one thing. If you're dealing with those clients, you want to make sure that they've got that going, because without it, there's very little chance we're doing a whole heck of a lot. And we can go into the divorce and different things with more detail, but that's a kind of a high level thing for you to ask, because it could be you totally spinning your wheels at that point with that client, because they're not going to close the deal. And then the last thing, what do I want to say? Oh yeah, lots of talk about what's going on in the market with deferrals and some doom and gloom. And the head of CMHC before he left was not a big proponent of the world being a good place and stuff like that, which is never fun. But there were some statistics lent out that were put out a couple weeks ago by our industry after talking with all 3 mortgage insurers. I'm pulling them up here, so I have them. And just a quick thing, CMHC, this is about the mortgage deferrals, and this will get to a point, so bear with me. CMHC saw a peak of 12% of their mortgages in June were put into deferral status. Now, as of 2 weeks ago, those are down to 5.5%. Sagan, which is formerly Genworth, they changed their name, saw a peak of 11.5% in June, now down to 5% of their mortgages. And Canada Guarantee saw a peak of 14% and now sit around 4% of their mortgages are in deferral status, which means people did it. It seems like a lot of people didn't need to. They just took advantage of it because they could. And now they're all up to date. So the deferral cliff that they're calling it seems like it could be a lot less, which is a good thing. Keeps the market active, keeps people in there. We know that people can buy. And the other side of this, which is interesting, is, as a quote, in a positive news, credit scores are presently up and credit card debt has decreased. So a lot of people figured out that, hey, the mortgage is the most expensive thing and it's also the cheapest. And if I reapply that money that I'm not paying to my credit cards, I'll actually be in a better financial position. At least that's what I want to spin it. So that's how I'm going to spin it. It makes me feel good. But that is where that's a good thing. Like, that's a good thing. And that means we are all going to have people that we can still work with, help buy, help sell, help refi in the future, because it doesn't, as bad as this is, it doesn't seem like it's as bad as a few people were wanting it to end up. So, so yeah, but those are kind of 4 quick points I wanted to get through today. I don't know how much time I had, so I'm going to stop right now, but I'm happy to see everybody. I'm excited to get back. I was supposed to be back in the office this week, and then we got hit with a COVID scare at the school. So I'm currently in my kitchen and doing some homeschooling, but poor kid. All
right, thank you very much, Kyle. I'll just put the slides back on, and I believe that next we have our broker corners, Ann and Wendy up next. Nope, not quite yet. All right. So we're very proud. We've announced a bunch of times that we're pretty much ready to Orleans, but now we're officially able to tell you the address. So the address is 2020 St. Joseph Boulevard. This is how the outside of the building will look when it is completed. We're looking forward to showing you internal renderings very, very soon as well. There's a side view from the parking lot.
Excuse me, Andrew. That's not the address.
Oh, yes.
The address is 2062 St. Joseph Boulevard.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I looked it up and everything. Okay, so let's. I'm going to bother correcting. Say it again.
The address is 2062 St. Joseph Boulevard. You have the last 2 numbers inverted.
Okay, then I probably did look.
And the only reason I know that is I've been dealing with that 1,000 times over the last 8 months. So I know exactly. I dream of the address, so that's what it is.
Okay, perfect. So 2062, I will edit it before we send out the slides to anybody. But that is our location. We're very, very excited about the interior and the look and the mock-ups and the layout and a really cool Apple feel of the mobile area and the Superman rooms and the mezzanine overlooking the kitchen area and the closing rooms. It's stunning and it's gorgeous. Love the location. We're very, very excited. And I want to talk real quick about, like, we're going to start announcing this and presenting it and talking to everybody in Orleans, and we'll have interior renderings to share as well. But this is also a really great opportunity for everybody to build their downline and reach out to the people who, maybe were KW before or aren't really happy where they are at, or who just we would really love to have join us, who focus on the East End, who didn't really feel like we had offering as far as the location in the East End before. I certainly have a nice list of people who I know are very interested. But if you know people and you want to reach out to me and make some introductions, I'd really be happy to help everybody grow their downline as well. This is it's a big opportunity, especially since there were so many KW people in that area in the past who I'm sure would love to be back. Do you have anything to add to that, Marvin?
Sure. And the red Jeep comment, Patty, was very funny. I don't see Jean's red Jeep superimposed in a parking spot, but it should be. And the person on the right is taking up 2 spaces. It's wrong. What I would say is first of all, when KW Ottawa was in full swing in Orleans, we had 100 agents there. So you can see the potential for what this is going to be. And our belief is that there is no other, because this is gonna be brand new, right? Another brand new build. So in 4 years, brand new in Ottawa on Carling, brand new in Canada, and now brand new in Orleans, all interconnected. So it's a very unique opportunity. We think it will be the state-of-the-art real estate office in Orleans. I know it's been long awaited. It was a lengthy process, but it's going to be pretty slick. You named some of the great things that are going to go in there, Andrew, and we believe it's going to be, of itself, it's going to be a great recruiting and retention tool for everybody involved. And I believe the renderings may have been sent to you this afternoon, or to Kendra, if I'm not mistaken.
Just the exterior ones, not the interior.
I see. Okay, so those are coming soon.
In the address while Kyle was talking, hence the maybe an additional excuse for the screw up on the address.
That's okay.
Yeah, so we just added this. Plus, that's why I have it in slightly wrong order, because I thought Anne and Wendy were up next. Anyway, that's my mistake.
It's okay.
The other thing I just wanted to mention is, if you haven't been to see the Canada office yet, you should swing by and take a quick peek and get your fob working there at the same time. If you go in your fob, there's a little number, I believe, on the fob that either you could call us and we could add it, or if you go in, they just scan it and then they make your fob work if you ever need to use the Canada in the office in the future. But it's a gorgeous, stunning office and is available to everybody in the West End as well. And if you know anybody in the West End that might be interested in having a tour, we'd be happy to set that up as well. Okay. All right, now we're ready. Sorry about that, Wendy and Anne.
That's
You're
okay. That's okay. That was probably more important anyway. But this stuff that we're going to talk about today is really important, right, Anne? Yeah.
There is,
Mandatory.
Wendy.
So FinTrack, we have to do mandatory training every year on FinTrack. So we have set 2 dates. Please choose one or the other date to attend. You have to do this. We have to be able to prove that we've trained everybody properly on FinTrack. So there's going to be a link sent out. Is it already ready to go, Kendra?
One of them is ready to go. The one for the 1 to 2 is ready to go. I got the second time last minute, so I have not yet done that, but that will go out at the same time. So I will send out another email to everybody with both the links for those times.
If you have the opportunity to put the 1 to 2 in the chat, anybody who doesn't want to have to think about it and read their email, they can register right now. If you're able to do that before the meeting's over, I think that would be a great idea too, Kendra. Sorry.
And we're limiting each day to 100 people.
Yeah.
Right. So get in there quick, get your 100 registrations in there, or you'll have to do
that means we're going to have to create a third link, because we're more than 200 people, Wendy.
I know, exactly. I know. We probably should do a third link. We're counting on everybody being there. Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
Any comments, Anne?
No, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody when we're doing that training. Certainly, it's information you need to know. It's probably not something we're excited about, but yet it's so important, and it deals with the federal law, and we really do have to know what the red flags are, right, Wendy? We have to, one of the things we're going to talk about is the red flags, like what should tweak you to come and talk to Wendy and I and stay out of trouble.
We want to keep you out of jail. Absolutely. And listen, we touch wood, we haven't had a FinTrack audit yet, but I'm told Marvin will attest to this, that he's had one that it's really a tough audit to go through. The other thing is, download the FinTracker app. If you haven't used it, it is easy peasy. And it makes your life much more simple when you use that for FinTrack. So we'll be talking about that too on both those 2 dates or third date, whatever we have to do.
Well, I've been through a FinTrack audit in a management position, and Marvin, you've been through it. They actually critiqued us for simply not having done statistically enough suspicious transaction reports. So it wasn't even like just for not doing enough, we got in trouble. Like it's just totally ridiculous. It was probably, it was worse than a RICO audit for sure.
It makes a RICO audit look like a joke. It's it's terrible. And the people that come in that interrogate you almost assume you're guilty before you're innocent, you know, and it's just not a nice.
Right.
And the fines for everybody on the call are quite substantial. So for you, if you don't attend, so it's in everybody's best interest just to spend the hour, learn some of those great tips, and avoid a problem with these guys.
We haven't figured out whether there's going to be any quiz afterwards. I don't know. Do you think we should make a quiz up afterwards, Anne? See who got
well, we might think about that part too. Usually a couple questions can be sent out afterwards. It gives us the proof that we have actually done it. Because we're doing it virtually, we can't have you sign in like we did, I think it was 2 years ago, we did it at the Centurion Center, and you're signing in and out. And so I do think there will need to be a small quiz. And yes, FinTrack is fun, right? Okay, so it's something important, and we're here to help you with it, Wendy, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we'll make it work for everybody, but we need your cooperation to get you trained.
As it says, it is mandatory. I mean, if you don't attend those 2 days, we are going to have to chase you down to get you to attend another day, and you don't want to be on Santa's naughty list right before Christmas.
Well, I'll tell you something, Andrew. I did have a thought on that if you didn't get registered. I haven't shared this with Wendy yet, but the very first year I was asked to do something with FinTrack, there was actually a workbook, and it was quite lengthy. And guess what I found? I still have that. So
you have the workbook. If you don't attend the lengthy workbook, you don't attend the class. I like it.
Yeah, carrots and sticks. You know, I think we're talking carrots and sticks. So why not register? Do the hour with a simple Google form quiz that won't take you long. I think you're talking an hour and maybe 10 minutes versus a workbook that I don't think you'll enjoy.
Yeah, and I think Anne, Wendy, I believe Christine has that little quiz done for 848, just because we just finished the same thing here. So you may want to just check with her to save you a little bit of trouble with that.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep, perfect.
Okay, reminder of all the ways to reach Wendy and Ann in the broker hotline here. So just, you might want to touch on that, or, you know, if you're just reaching out to the hotline, you have the number. If you send an email to broker help for less urgent matters, you'll get a response within 24 hours. If you need a mutual release sign, please send it to mutual release at KW Integrity. Make sure it goes right to the right people, and you get a response efficiently. And cancellations are cancellation at kwintegrity.ca. And a little reminder about FinTrack, etc. All good? Thank you, Anne.
Yes.
Thank you, Wendy. All right, Marvin, you're going to enlighten us about your business planning clinic.
You caught me taking I took a picture of the last screen. I was just sending it off. I thought that is really smart about having specific emails for those things. So I was just sending that email out to everybody here as well. Thank you. So the business planning clinic, I think there are around 600 people invited to the clinic. We had a request for another 400 and I had to turn it down because we have to manage the quantity of people that could potentially register. I'm not sure where the registrations are right now. So business planning clinic is typically something that we would charge a couple of $100 for. It's free because I'm doing it. I was Canada's first faculty trainer, so it's a faculty event, so you have to be qualified in order to do it. And one of the things that I noted in the new business planning clinic for 2020 is that it's way better. It's, I think the idea of doing things through Zoom is actually better for this course. There'll be some kind of homework for you a little bit in advance of taking the class. We used to have to use calculators on our phones and turn them sideways to make the numbers work. There's now an Excel spreadsheet component to it, which makes it so much easier. I would encourage you too, if you have any colleagues outside of the brokerage, this would be really cool for them to experience. And this is what I've encouraged Andrew and Gary to share in their respective markets. And that's that it's okay if you don't know how to put together a business plan, because it's something we're not taught in real estate school. And a lot of people feel a little bit uncomfortable because they don't want to be embarrassed by not knowing how to put one together. So what's really cool about this is it is specific to real estate. It makes it very, very easy. And that would be the conversation I would have with anybody outside of the brokerage, as well as everybody inside of the brokerage. It's okay not to know how to do this because we've never been taught it in a formal setting. So I'm going to do my best to make it fun. We'll have there's going to be some breakout sessions where you can break into rooms. So I'm not just talking to everybody for all that time. It likely is not going to run as long as that, but that's the time we've allotted because we're not sure about Q&A. And I hope to see you there. Yeah, I'm actually preparing for it right now. So
Kendra, are you able to put the link? I don't think people can click on the Zoom on the slides. We will be sending the slides. I'm not sure if you're able to I just tried to copy and paste the link for people to register and to put it into the chat. And I wasn't able to do that without changing the slide to the next slide.
I just
if you're
did.
able to do that, perfect. I wasn't able to. I'm sure you might be able to, but I wasn't, because it just changes the slide for me. The other thing I'd make a quick point is note the time, because there's people in Vancouver who'll be attending this as well from one of the market centers in Vancouver. It's from 12 to 6. So just make sure you've noted that as well. Okay. I just wanted to quickly mention, especially tying in with people planning for next year and all that stuff. We have a whole bunch of teams who have had phenomenal numbers and who are overwhelmed with leads and are really looking to grow. And then we have people who kind of took a step back because of COVID and might be reevaluating or looking at what they want to do for 2021. If you are considering joining a team or would like to have a conversation of the pros and cons of joining a team, or you know somebody who is having that thought process, please take the time to come and chat with us and investigate. There's really some amazing value propositions and amazing teams here within the brokerage. And I'd like to help guide people in the right direction and make sure that they know about the opportunities that are in-house here. The other things, there's some great teams that are looking for great admins as well. So if you know somebody who lost their job as an administrator somewhere, or would consider being a good administrator, they don't have to have their real estate license, etc. We'd be thrilled to hear about them as well. Okay. If you know anybody who's looking, we're happy to help. All right, Kendra, it is 12:37. Kendra was going to give a quick tour of my KWIR, but I would really just encourage everybody to go on and explore it. I don't want to be late in getting the script started, and we want to value your time, but this is an amazing resource. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. It's constantly growing. If you need access to anything, this is probably one of your best resources. So just take some time and go explore the my KWIR all. If you have any questions, reach out to Kendra. And right now, when you're often reaching out to Kendra for something, she can send you a link to where you can find it here yourself as well. So it's if you guys remember during the beginning of COVID, all those long pivot emails, this is our refined solution instead of those big long emails of what's going on here at the brokerage. Right, I would like to welcome all our new joinees. Kathy El-Samak is joined us, and congratulations to Mustafa for building his downline. I want to welcome Cassandra Solomon as well, and congratulate Bola for building her downline. I'd like to welcome Sue Lee New. I hope I pronounced that right, and congratulate Sherry Laporte for building her downline. I'd like to welcome Nailing Wong back and welcome her and congratulate her on joining with Rita. I'd like to welcome Jessica Kennelly and congratulate Paul Bort for building his downline. Jessica, I hear you had to jump through lots of RICO hoops. I'm sorry to hear about that. I lost your application and had to go through that again, but we're so happy to have you here. I'd like to congratulate Ali Sabetti and congratulate Sam Mezer for building his downline. I'd like to welcome Bria Katsoulis and congratulate Martha Lavictoire for building her downline as well. All right, we have lots of cappers to celebrate for October. Quick side note, Mike has joined the Oaks home team, and I understand you're just ripping it up, Mike. So congratulations to Mike Barron, Bernie Coughlin, and yes, I pronounced that right finally, probably for the first time. Sarah Dew, Diane Gillette, Aislinn Hannell, Terry Koyman. I know it's Mitch McKenzie there. I had to move the things, and when I only see Mitch MA, I thought Mitch Marner, and I'm not even a Leafs fan. But Mitch McKenzie, Rachel Marcus, Vineet Party, Will Snellgrove, Ann Winch, Michelle Zhu, and Harris Yousafi.
Yes, exactly.
Congratulations to you all for capping. Congratulations. And Wendy, do you want to do the loyalty love section? I think that you're the best spokesperson for this.
Sure.
I should have warned you and had
Sure.
given you a heads up, but
Sure. We are so excited that we've had many people that have stayed with us a long time, and we're here to recognize those that are celebrating this month, November. Asala is 4 years, Bianca Howell, 4 years, Patricia Howell, 4 years, Jean Richer, 4 years, Shane Foley, 4, Harris Yousafzai, 4, Adam Babineau, and 4 as well. A lot of 4 years. You know why? Can you guess why?
because they were KWOers before, right?
Exactly. They came when we opened.
So their loyalty to KW stretches long ways past this.
A lot more than 4 years. Most of the people on this list have been with you with a brief stint elsewhere for more than 4 years. So thank you for coming back and coming home. Jen Parody, 6 years. Karen Kaye, 13 years. And Kendra's 13 years as well. So thank you all for being with us. Yes, a round of applause. And we will celebrate every month, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Wendy. All right, so next, year-over-year accomplishments. I'd like to congratulate Tina D'Angelo for being up 1,263% this past October over last October. John DeWitt was up 571. John Castle up 555. Chris Smith up 369. Hisham 368. Nat and 75. So we're very excited and happy and proud of all these phenomenal accomplishments. And here's one of my favorite parts of our meeting, when everybody gets to thank somebody for going above and beyond, or, oh, what happened there? There we go. Above and beyond, or just simply being themselves and always making someone's day special or helping out in a wonderful way. And I'd like to nominate who everybody often nominates, but I just hear it over and over and over and over again, and thank Kendra for everything she does for me and everything she does for everybody in the brokerage. Kendra, at one point today, we were all joking around, and she made the comment on, she learned long ago that you just learn as much as you can about the company and you become irreplaceable. And that couldn't be further from, that couldn't be closer to the truth and more accurate to describe Kendra, who just is always available, always knows everything. I run to her for questions on how to do this and how to do that all the time. And I know everybody else does the same. So thank you very much, Kendra. Anybody else want to go?
I'd like to go. I'd like to
Perfect.
say
Thanks,
thank you to Marvin and everyone that stayed last meeting last month, talking, explain about the rec right? So to incorporate that was amazing. That was open eyes, open mind, and thank you very much. We stay for an hour or so after the meeting, and it was amazing. Thank you very much for the help and everything.
Well, you're more than welcome. Thank you.
I'll go if no one else is going right now.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, I have two people. One will be Rochelle West. Just, you know what, for always keeping the brokerage a positive place, always there to help everyone, and offering her entire team out to help any new agent or old agent, and, you know, just always make sure the office is positive. Thank you for that. And yeah, the second would be to Marvin and just the entire KW team for getting, and David, for getting on top of PREC and allowing us to all incorporate, you know, as soon as we could, as smooth as possible. I know David was working endless hours on that, and I'm sure behind the scenes, Marvin, you, Wendy, Andrew, you all were. That was really awesome. So thank you guys for that.
Thank you.
So nice. Thank you. Anybody else who wants to mention my name right now, please, Andrew, just let them take their time. It's wonderful.
I know, because you want to get off camera so you can finish eating your lunch.
Yeah, I was having my salad, actually. Yes.
This might be a little sneaky, but I'd like to thank the ALC in advance for helping us plan an amazing 12 days of giving plan that we're about to be rolling out. There is a slide on it in the very near future. But with COVID and the difficulties of us getting all together, we really are looking to celebrate Christmas together and do a lot of the things that we've always done historically and traditionally, but finding ways to do it in a safe and responsible way. So we've got a plan laid out. The group of your leaders and agent leaders and stuff are going to be finalizing all the details. And I want to thank everybody who's going to be giving their time to help make sure that we have a great holiday season to celebrate and stick with our history and traditions and culture of giving.
I would like to thank all the people who've applied for PREC, who've actually been filling out their forms correctly and submitting it in one batch. That's helped the process a lot. And all of you that have actually really done a proper job in getting it done. It's really good when there's support on both sides. We probably reach about 10% of you. We're almost at 10% who will be using a PREC. And ultimately that number may hit, I don't know if we're going to end up with the 80-20 rule. It may end up as high as that, but those of you that really took the effort, did all the paperwork, did everything the way you were supposed to and submit it in one block, it really helped transition process a lot. So thank you for taking that. And extra thank you for all of you that are actually sending your paperwork when requested. Those of you that actually submit it, that we don't have to chase you down, you help reduce our overheads, because it's a lot of work to go after you 3-4 times for the same document. So the ones who are actually doing it, which are the majority, thank you very much from the whole team.
Perfect. I'd like to thank Anne for letting me know that there's so many thank yous in the chat. And I'll just read those for you if you're on the phone, etc. So I'll quickly read some of those chats. Geraldine says, yay, Kendra. And I second that. Huge about Kendra from Caroline Reese. Diane Saunders, a huge thank you to Ann Scarf for always there for questions. Yes, Kendra is a rock star. Geraldine Taylor said, I second that. Shout out to Ann Scarf, always there with good advice. Caroline Reese seconded, the West team does rock. Helen Tang said, thanks, Kendra, you're awesome. Ann Scarf, thank you, Kendra, you were so helpful. Helen Tang, thanks, Wendy and Andrew. And Jamila said, thanks, Wendy, Ann, and Kendra, you are so supportive. And Cassandra, Sherry, and okay, I'm not gonna be able to keep up. Cassandra added Sherry and Kendra. And Brittany. Pardon me? Go ahead. What was that? I heard Brittany. Did I hear that correctly? Someone adding one? No? Okay.
Hold on. Is that my voice you can hear? Because I said Brittany.
that was your voice, I believe, Shane. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, fill the bucket for Brittany Brown and Bernie. For some reason, Bernie's really nice to me lately, and he calls me at least once a week just to check on how things are going. What's new, very positive. So I'd like to thank him for allowing me. If anyone else can get on Bernie's weekly call, on his call list, get on it. He's a joy of inspiration. Brittany Brown is killing it this year, and she's my go-to person when I have any questions about multiple offers and stuff like that. So she's helped me a lot too. Thank you both.
Well said, Shane. Thanks for piping up there. That's very well said. Much appreciated. Someone else? I thought I heard another voice pop in for a second.
I'll go, Andrew, if I could.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just with the partnerships we have in the office, I don't get to pop in as much. Well, that's COVID, but then also just the meetings and back and forth. So just again, can't thank everybody enough for the support this year. With being stuck at home, it's nice to have, like, I like talking to people. So when people call to just ask questions or to pick my brain or to talk deals or whatever, it's good, and it helps me feel connected to everybody. So super appreciative of the support again this year. And you know, if there's anything I can do to help people out, let me know, because I love being involved in the business as much as I love doing the business. So again, thanks again, and yeah, it'd be nice to get back and see some people eventually.
Sounds good. Hala writes, thank you so much, Trade and Min staff. Appreciate all of you. All right.
Can I do one thank you, Andrew?
Absolutely, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Nikhil. He's helped me when I got really swamped in the last little while, and he's been just amazing to go out and help some clients see some houses if I can't get there or whatnot. So anyway, so big thank you to him.
And I want to add one more thank you, and there's a thank you to the West team who were usually in the office. And I'm saying the whole team because they have such a positive attitude and it's great energy running around. And a special thank you for their assistant, Taylor. Taylor's tops, really, really great to work with. And we really appreciate her in the admin office for the business that she's pushing through and so on. Very easy to work with.
Thank you very much, David. All right, so we're pretty much ready for the script off. I kind of mentioned the 12 days of giving. It's going to start December 7th and go through to December 22nd. There is a theme for every day. It's going to kind of follow a cadence where we're going to do like this Secret Santa thing, and then there'll be a day for us to give, and then a day for us to receive, and then Secret Santa, and there's some special treats and surprises and stuff at the end. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully this will allow us to connect and communicate and feel a part of something as we move into the holidays. So look for that in more details, please. Here's some upcoming training. The business planning clinic we talked about, Clover properties we talked about, the FinTrack training we talked about. So those are the highlights. Just a couple notes. We are missing quite a few regulars on the sales meeting today because right now the fall masterminds are being offered through KW. Those are fantastic things, and look for that. They do them in the spring, they do them in the fall. So look for them in the future, and that's why we are missing some people on the call today that are regulars. And the KW models course, which is a course that I took over the summer, which was awesome and way cheaper than it usually is, and you could do it all virtually now. That's offered December 1st, and it's a few days in the beginning of December. So if you have an opportunity or you're interested in learning more about the KW Models course, it's a great course. Just message me or just keep an eye on your inbox, because Maps has been messaging people about that, and that's another great one that's coming up. I wanted to apologize to everybody who was in the masterminds that we're holding our sales meeting at the same time as that. There's a lot of value there, I know. All right, script champions. Okay, so let me just do a quick inventory of all of our scripters and everybody who's here and make sure that, all right. Alistair, you made it, my friend. Okay, perfect. So I'm all set to go. Excellent. All right. So here is our contestants and our bracket. Okay, and so Paul Bork and Caroline Reese are up first. And who wants to call heads or tails?
That's not the
Paul?
same graph I got yesterday.
No, that's right. It's not. We've had changes. We've had moving.
You threw in
You're
an
not
onboard.
intimidated by Francis, are you, Shane?
I called Bernie last night at 11 p.m. just to give him a little heads up, and Francis is a whole new ball of yarn. I'm very nervous now. She's way smarter than me.
Throwing us all under the bus.
Paul, are you there?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, perfect.
I'm here.
All right. So Paul, you're gonna call heads or tails?
Okay, heads.
And it's tails. So Caroline, do you want to go first or do you want to go second?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. So now I just got to pick one of our objections here from my randomness here. Let me make sure I get this. First time I'm ever doing this too, so everybody's got to be easy on me as well here. All right.
So I think before you read the question, we should let people know that after both Paul and Caroline do their script, everyone has to vote as to which one they like better, correct?
Yes, and we're going to have 30 seconds. So what's going to happen is Kendra, and I'll announce it, but Kendra's going to write in the chat that voting is open, and we're only going to count people. You just write the name of who you're voting for. We're only going to count people's votes that happen after Kendra writes it in the chat, and then after 30 seconds, she's going to write voting is now closed, and we won't accept anybody's votes after her text, and we won't accept anybody who votes twice too. So if you're just planning on voting for both contestants, we're going to take the top one and not the second one. Okay, so and then after that, we'll announce who the winner is. We'll probably go on to the next one while those tabulations are being done. We'll have the next pairing. And then after the end of the next pairing, before the announcement of before the voting starts, we'll announce who the winner is, and then we'll open the voting or something along those lines. But we're going to try to keep it moving for the sake of everybody's time and for the sake of the excitement. All right, here is
I vote
your
for Alistair.
Me too. I second that.
All right. I wonder if we should mute everybody, actually. Can I do that?
I'm going to teach an old dog some new tricks.
Yeah, I'm going to get way too distracted with all the commentary here. So I'm going to mute everybody. Mute all.
Get your words in now.
Okay, and we're going to stop the bracket for now so that we can focus on the person who will be talking. And Caroline, I can't remember if you said you were going to go first or if you wanted Paul to go first.
So I don't care. I'll go first.
You'll go first. Okay. Caroline, will you cut your commissions? Other agents will.
There's a lot of ways to make money in this business. Cutting commissions is not one of them. It's not in your benefit. It's not for my benefit. Typically, a good agent should get you at least your commission or more over and above most other agents. So getting a full service agent to look after your business who does proactivity and doesn't just do the 3 Ps, put your sign on the front lawn, put it on the MLS and pray that some other agent comes and sells it for them. Those are the ones that don't earn their commission. So I think that dropping my commission drops the service level, drops the money you make, drops the money I make. I don't see any benefit to that.
Perfect. Okay, well done, Caroline. Paul, are you ready? Paul, you're gonna have to unmute yourself because I muted everybody.
I'm ready.
Okay, I'll read the objection here again. Will you cut your commissions? Other agents will.
You know what, Andrew? There's a lot of agents out there that cut their commissions that don't sell homes. You've got a beautiful house here. It's incredible. It's well kept. It's an expensive house. I don't think that you want secondary service. If you're looking for top-notch service, then you've come to the right place. Now, tell me, why is it that you're moving?
Had another baby.
You had another baby. Oh, awesome. Well, you know, that's a great reason to move, and it's an important reason. And I don't think you want to be worried about your house sale when you should be, you know, when you want to be worrying about your baby coming along. So I'm sure that we can, you know, there's 100 other questions I want to ask you. Let me tell you this though, for you folks out there first.
I gotta stop you. We only have 60 seconds as per the rule for what I communicated to you at the beginning.
I didn't know that.
So you were doing great. I think everybody has enough to know to vote. And Kendra, do you want to put that the voting is open and let people? There we go. About that, Paul, but
that's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so our next contestants will be, keep your voting going. It's still open. Well, we won't start until the voting is closed, but we'll start while Kendra tabulates. And our next contestants are going to be Brittany Brown and Amy Haggerty. So let's flip the coin while we're waiting for voting to be closed. Amy, do you want to heads or tails?
Let's go tails.
And it's heads. Brittany, do you want to go first or do you want to defer? You want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So let me pick the objection. Okay. We want to have an exclusion in the listing contract in case our company, friend, or neighbor wants to buy our home. Do you do this?
So is it one person in particular that you're speaking?
No, I want.
Or are you saying one of your neighbors?
That I work for, a friend, yeah. Any one of my friends or anybody in my company or my neighbors buy it. If the buyer comes through me.
If the buyer comes through you. So unfortunately, I don't have any way of guaranteeing that a buyer will necessarily come through you organically, because I am going to set up your home to stage it. I'm going to take the pictures. I'm going to advertise it. I advertise on social media outlets. It's going to be really hard for me to 100% guarantee that it organically came from you. Once my sign goes up, a neighbor could see it. They could get on, be excited about it because of my staging. And unfortunately, it would just be much too complicated for me to ensure that 100% the lead did come from yourself. I also feel that when they come, they will have their own agent, and we're going to have to pay their agent out, because most buyers these days are working with realtors, and we want to cooperate with their realtor as well. So I'll be wanting to negotiate that, and I'll have to have a fee for that, and their realtor will want to be paid as well. I assumed I was at the end of my 60 seconds. Sorry.
And I'm glad, because I think you were pretty darn close. And Kendra, do you mind doing the timing? Because I'm so busy trying to get the objections and worrying about everything, I totally forgot to set the timer there for Brittany.
I was like, I think I'm focused on counting.
Yeah, I don't think you went over the 60 seconds. I hope Amy doesn't think you went over the 60 seconds, because I don't want to put you in jail.
I object right away. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So, Amy, are you ready? Because Kendra, are you actually? We'll put a pause on this for a second. Do we have a winner from the first round?
Caroline.
Caroline, okay. Congratulations to Caroline.
I believe
all right.
It's 9-20.
Oh, we don't need to know this. We don't need to know the score. We don't need to know the score. We'll just go with Caroline moving on to the next round, and I will do the time. You're done tabulating that. Wendy, you're still on, right?
Yep. I'm on. Yep.
Can you do the timing?
I was
so that
gonna
can-
suggest, I was gonna offer that. I was gonna make that offer. Yes, I'll do the
Perfect.
timing. All
That
right,
would be
just,
good.
yeah,
because
just give me a
Kendra
second to start.
isn't tabulating. Okay, perfect. All right. So Wendy, you're ready. Timer's ready.
Just 1 second.
Okay. We'll get better at this.
60 seconds.
So the plan for this, guys, moving forward is there's 12 months of the year. So we plan on doing this not in December, but in not in July, not in August, but in 9 months of the year, 8 of which will bring us 8 winners from the months. And then the last month we'll do an annual winner of all the winners. So we'll have a yearly winner as well. So we're hoping that we do this multiple times and that you guys enjoy this as well. I watched this, and the first time we really saw this format for a script off was at Mega Camp, and it was my favorite part of Mega Camp. One of my favorite parts of Mega Camp this year. It was a lot of fun. And quite frankly, they're doing the same thing at Keller Williams International, and they're going to have the final script off of all the champions at the family reunion this year. So they actually are doing 8 rounds between now and February in order to have a champion, official champion declared at family reunion. So this is good practice in case any of you guys want to, throw your ring into the international.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. Okay. So you say 1, 2, 3, go, Wendy.
1, 2, and 3, go.
Okay, so I can appreciate definitely that you would might want to work with somebody that you know personally if they are interested in your home. What I can say though is that when you hire a realtor, you're hiring someone for the whole process. So that starts from the time we sign your agreement and we start preparing your home, we get everything ready. All of that plays into what your end result is going to be. So we're starting that process, we're going through that. If you get to a point where somebody knows you personally, you then need somebody to still negotiate your offer. You still need somebody to be working on your behalf and still working to get that final result. So even though you might know them personally, things can sometimes get a little bit complicated during that process. So you want someone who's experienced and somebody who knows how to walk you through each stage of that negotiation and then get you to closing day with as stress-free as possible, even though it's not always super smooth, but we want to get to that stage where you have good advice going through, making sure that you have all of your ducks in a row to get to that closing day and to get to the best result possible, which is whether. There we go.
All right. Well done, Amy. Well done, Brittany. That was excellent. Kendra will put there. Voting starts now. So you have 30 seconds to get your votes in. And I will announce the next contestant. Oh, I was supposed to move everybody along in the slides there too, and I failed on that. So here we go. All right, so our next contestants are Francis Eberl and the very intimidated Shane Foley. And Francis, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm nervous. Is anybody else nervous? Why am I stressing about this so much? It's because of Shane. Shane's very intimidating.
Heads or tails, Francis?
Heads.
Heads it is. That's our first winner of the call. All right. Do you want to go first or would you like Shane to go first?
I want Shane to go first.
Okay. So now I have to pick the
Andrew,
yeah.
sorry, Andrew, you're going to ask the question and then we'll start the timer after the question.
Yeah, and I'll get you to do the 1, 2, 3, okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right. All right. So so here's the objection. I need to net X amount in order to move. I can't afford to buy a new home if I take a loss.
All right. 1, 2, 3, start.
Then don't move. So what is the reason that you need to net this certain amount of dollars? Are you selling your house due to a financial reason solely, or is this to improve your lifestyle?
I am downsizing.
You're downsizing. So obviously then we're going to be freeing up a few funds through the other thing. Go back to what the original question was again.
Okay.
I've never had this in my life.
I need to net 300,000 in order to be able to purchase the next home.
Unfortunately, though, the market is dictating that your house is only worth about 285. I don't make the market. I wish I would have bought in gold when it was $1 an ounce, because it's now trading at $18 or $1,800 an ounce. It's a market. Either we should put your house on the market now, and what we can do, and you're trying to downsize as well, is we're just going to have to negotiate a little harder when we go on the purchasing side. So I would recommend maybe we go out and maybe find a house that might suit you first before we buy your house.
Wow, that felt like it was going fast. I thought you did very well there, Shane.
I've never had that objection in my life.
I have. Okay. Okay, I thought you did very, very well, Shane. That flew by too.
I'm full of shit.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say yes to that either, by the way.
Yes,
Francis. Francis, you are up. Do you want me to read the question again?
Yes, please.
Okay. Which one was it here? Just a second. I need to net, let's say, $300,000 on the sale of my home in order to move. I can't afford to buy a new home if I take a loss.
Okay, so what I'm understanding is that you are
Wait.
down. Happening.
All right. Hey, when
That
did you
soaked
want
up 30 seconds?
Just a second. All right, 1, 2, 3, go.
So what I'm understanding is that you are downsizing here, and what I'm hearing when you tell me that is that you want to get the most money possible for your house. Now, another agent might perceive that as they have to promise you more than the $300,000 that you're going to get. But what will happen if you list with that agent who overpromises to you is your house is going to sit on the market. You and the agent will grow increasingly resentful with each other because it simply isn't possible. So I would suggest very strongly that we list it at the right price now and get this done so that you can downsize and be where you need to be.
Very, very well done. Very well done.
My vote is in.
All right. So
that was stressful.
That was very well done. You should be proud of yourself. Kendra's we got to announce a winner first. Don't bother voting yet. Voting's not just quite open. Kendra, do you have them the last time?
Amy Haggerty won.
Okay. And then we'll type in that voting starts now. So now please get your votes in. If you voted previously, vote again, because we're only counting the votes after Kendra wrote vote is in. Vote starts now. Okay. And our next pairing. Yeah, let me get myself organized here.
My voting is like only to Sarah.
Well, you could get to pick to everyone or to somebody.
No,
Click on Sarah's name.
There it is. No, I got it.
I still haven't figured out how to vote.
Just write your name where it is there, Francis, just like I did.
Where do I write anything?
In the chat.
In chat on the bottom.
The bottom of your screen.
But if you don't, do you just have the small picture? So if you click on the picture and the blow up, once you see the blow up, you'll see the chat window. But if you're in the little screen, you won't see the chat window.
I'm watching the voting, Francis. Don't worry, your vote's in, bud. You got this.
All right. So our last round is Jean Richer versus Alistair Beauchamp. So father and son team here. No kidding.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
What's it say on your shirt there? Jeep, nice shirt, Alistair. All right. So Jean, I'll let you do the coin toss here. Heads or tails?
I'll do heads.
Heads it is. Heads it is. All right. So do you want to go first or do you want to defer?
I'll let the son go first.
Yeah. Right.
Alistair,
okay. Okay, so you're going to be up. Voting is closed. I don't want people distracted voting at the same time as Alistair's getting ready to go here.
Yes, I've stopped voting.
It's closed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Objection.
And Francis
All right,
won.
Alice. Okay.
Hey.
So Alice.
By a landslide. Thank you, Brittany.
All right, I'm going to mute everybody here. Just focus on where we're going here. I think I can do that easily. Mute. Whatever. I don't know if Kendra, if you're able to mute everybody. I seem to be struggling here. No, I got it now.
Can you hear me, Andrew?
Yes,
Okay.
I can. All right, so Alistair, I'm going to read you the objection, and then Wendy will count you in. And why is your price so much lower than the other agents that we have talked to? I mean, they have comps that show higher prices than yours.
You ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3, go.
Perfect. Well, here's the thing. In this market, it's good to have higher prices if you want, for an agent, if you want to buy a listing, if you want to make sure you get the listing. But my price is based on what I'm seeing in the market, and also in this market, you need to be a bit lower to attract bidding wars. And what happens when you get multiple offers? Then I get to bring the price up as we go. So basically, we list a bit lower, we get multiple offers, and I get you a better price than the other people had quoted you.
Perfect.
Okay, 10 seconds left.
Well timed. Well timed. All right, Jean. I'll read. You want me to read you the objection again?
Yes, please.
Okay, and then Wendy will count you in. Although, Wendy, are you just ready to hit go when he starts?
Yep.
Okay. Why is your price so much lower than the other agents that we have talked to? I mean, they have comps that show higher prices than yours.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I understand your question. It's just a matter of finding out, basically the comparables that maybe they would have shown you might not be exactly the same comparables to what the real market is. At the end of the day, we don't set the price. The market really determines what price your house will sell. And sometimes it's better to be a little bit on the lower end as opposed to being on the higher end, because you'll have more chance of attracting potentially more buyers that are looking in that price range. Because sometimes like a $5,000 or $10,000 difference might eliminate potential buyers that are really serious, qualified, ready to move forward. So at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that your house is priced right, it's on the market properly to attract as many buyers as possible. And a lot of times we could attract more buyers that might compete for your home and potentially get multiple offers, get a higher price than we're actually asking, which makes it even better for you, because if you have more buyers competing for your home, there's a higher chance of getting top dollar for it.
Stop.
Well done. Well done. All right. Voting starts now. Kendra's got it in the chat. You are good to go. And I will share our upcoming brackets here. I was able to get to do that and listen at the same time. So here we're going to have Caroline Reese up against Amy Haggerty. That's right? I didn't screw that up. Was it Amy who won, Kendra?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Francis will be competing against the Jedi or the Padawan, one or the other. We'll see here.
And it's Jean.
All right. Okay, so Caroline, do you want to call heads or tails? You're muted.
Tails, can't you read lips?
Tails it is. Do you want to go first or do you want to defer?
I'll go first.
You go first. Okay. This is an easy one. Wendy, are you ready? Not an easy one. Let me rephrase that. A short objection.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Ready? we want to try selling it ourselves.
That's a great idea. A lot of people try to sell their properties on their own. I have a book. I can give you some tips. You can try seeing what you can get. Typically, statistically, people that try to sell properties on their own usually get quite a bit less than market value. So it's really important to understand what you're going to do if you're going to try and sell it yourself, and make sure you get it priced properly and whatnot. I mean, I can help you with some of this stuff, but typically I get, 5 to 7% more in this market than most people. So you're going to end up with at least as much as you would get by selling it yourself, even if you list with me, than if you're on your own. So if you'd like me to, sit down and give you a lot more details on how I do that, it would be my pleasure to do so.
Well done. Okay. Okay, so do you want me to read the question again, Amy, or are you good to go?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay, so Wendy, you're ready?
Yep, ready, go.
Okay, so I can appreciate most likely the reason you're thinking of selling on your own is to make more money and get more money in your pocket at the end of the day. So especially in this market, if you try to sell your house on your own, you might be successful. It's a hot market. But at the end of the day, if you're looking to net the most amount, then working with somebody who's a qualified realtor is absolutely going to help you get to that better point. The other thing that I always like to point out to people is it's time or money. And so when we're seeing multiple showings and managing all of the expectations when you have your house listed, you need someone that has the expertise to manage all of that, the calls, the phone calls, the emails, and also working to, even when you get offers, to get even higher prices than what are on those offers. So I definitely can appreciate that's probably your main goal in that. And so I hope that you'd give me the chance to sit down and we can go through an entire plan of how I can show you that at the end of the day, we can end up with more in your pocket at the end.
Stop.
Thank you.
Wow, well done, both of you. Very, very good. Am I the only one who thinks that Amy is killing it while writing an email and probably solving crime at the same time? I feel like you're typing. Are you busy doing something else?
No, I'm not. No, I'm a hand talker. You just can't see, but I'm a hand talker. So I'm moving. It's keeping me awake. It's keeping me awake.
Very, very well done, both of you. You guys both did great. Kendra, are we ready to have the voting open? Is it open? I didn't check to see that. Yeah, I do believe it is open. Yeah, perfect. All right. Very well done, both of you. And I will, so I didn't update the bracket. Sorry, I was too enthralled by both the responses there. But it is Francis Eberl versus Jean Richet in the next round. Francis, do you want to call heads or tails?
I will call heads.
And it's tails. So Jean, would you like to go first or would you like to defer? Oh, you got to unmute yourself. That's the first key to winning a script off, is to not be muted.
Francis can go first.
Oh, Jean, not fair.
You got a little advantage.
All right.
All right. I'm going to stop the share so that you guys get center screen here. And Francis, okay, I don't want to go while people are still voting. Just let me know when people are done voting, Kendra.
Voting is over.
Voting is over. Perfect. Thank you.
Amy got that one.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, Wendy, will you be ready when Amy's ready? Just started when she says the first word here. We still need to interview one more agent.
Well, that's very interesting. I thought tonight went quite well. What is it that you're missing from our conversation that would clinch this deal so that you can cancel that next appointment and we can just get to the work of selling your house and doing it properly?
Nothing. We thought you did a great job. We really liked you.
Can I ask then why you're interviewing another agent?
We just told someone we just have another appointment booked, and we told them that
So listen, out of respect for that agent, because we both know that you like everything you saw here today, out of respect for that agent, let's give them a call and let them know that they don't have to come to that meeting with you. It gives them time back with their family. It gives them time to do the things that they want to do and seek further business in a different direction, because we know we're going to do a great job selling your house and we're going to get it done together.
I think that was excellent. Yeah, very, very well done. Okay, so
can I just concede that was amazing? It's exactly where I was gonna go. It backfired for Francis going first on me.
Sorry, I think Francis has been to bold. I think you've done bold, Francis.
Yeah, so I would have said exactly the same thing, so I'll give it to Francis.
all right,
Amy.
I'll let that happen.
Good job.
I'll let that happen.
That means just because you didn't want to go up against Amy.
I think Josh has the anyway. Make him do it. Make him do it anyway. Let's hear a script.
Well,
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
So thanks very much. I completely understand what you're saying. You might have promised somebody else to come take a look and see the house and give you their marketing profile. I completely understand that. So, I mean, other than, is there any other thing that, that maybe I might have missed in my presentation to show you exactly, that I can sell the house quickly, I can get you top dollar. We're going to have top-notch marketing. We have systems in place to make sure that everything is going to run smoothly. But if you want, just to make it easier for you, if you don't want to contact that other agent, I can definitely call that other agent for you, cancel the appointment, and we should just, sign the paperwork, get everything done so we can move on and get your house listed and sold as soon as possible. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Thank you very much.
Get it done.
All right. Oh, now it's on. Now it's on. All right, I'm gonna let that voting go while we wait. We can't go to the next one until we know who the winner is, and let me try to update our bracket here. Does anybody, Jean or Francis, have you read a good book or anything that you want to share that other people should get into?
Yeah. I've been reading a lot of self-help books. I'm finding this year really difficult. I think a lot of people are finding this year really difficult. And so I would suggest anybody who's, Glennon Doyle is a really great self-help author. She wrote Untamed. That's been very helpful for me this year. Tony Robbins is always good to pop into the audiobooks if you're feeling down. But yeah, nothing really particularly business related. How's that?
So Jean had the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book up there, and that's perfect. That's a good one too, if you want to read business. The other thing that I read last year that actually we put into place is called Story Brand. Story Brand is a book about telling your story, how to tell your story. It's really good, and they actually featured Story Brand, the author, on Masterminds this time. So it's interesting.
And the reason I'm pointing out the MREA book is that, I read this a long time ago, and with getting my real estate corporation done, it's just to bring it back to what I need to do and how I need to do. And we talk about this book all the time. I'm reading it again. I'm still learning new things that, I'm ready to learn right now. So definitely a great book to go back to and read again, and maybe implement new things to be able to, to get to the next level. So definitely great book to read again.
Great, thank you very much, Sean. So I got a little bit of news here, because there's Jean, you just squeaked it out past Francis in the voting there.
Yeah.
So if you want to blame someone, I think it's Marilyn, right, who pushed you to speak anyways. I'm looking right at you, Marilyn. I was waiting for the reaction. But you guys both did a great job. There was lots of comments in the chat about how tight and how close that one was. Very,
You
very
never
well
give
done.
up. You would have won the deal.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't
You would've
get
given up.
speed.
Yeah, and I thought it was Alistair who was the quitter. But anyways.
Wendy, what's
Alistair-
that book? Repeat
Pardon?
that book. The storybook. What's the
Story
storybook?
Brand, Story Brand by Donald Miller. Story Brand. I don't think I have it here. That's at home.
I think that's being discussed in the fall masterminds right now too,
It
isn't it?
is. It is. Yeah, it is. It's really the book.
Yeah. I don't know if Greg Hollander's on. I know he really likes it. He was reading it as well. Another book you might have seen in the chat that Anne has given to me and really enjoyed is Thinking in Bets, which is another really good book that's very, very interesting as well. And it talks about, you don't necessarily know what the right answer is. You don't necessarily want to put all your chips or things in one basket. And it's talks about, thinking in bets. So thinking in a way of probabilities and stuff like that.
And
I
that book was recommended on Mega Camp. That's where
Mhm.
I heard about it. I downloaded it on Audible and I thought, oh, why is he saying this book's so good? But as I listened to it, I then started ordering copies of the book. It really is an interesting book about how you make decisions and outcomes, and I really like it.
Thank you very much, Anne. All right, we are off to the final rounds, the championship round. Amy Haggerty versus Jean Richet. And Amy, where did I put that coin? Do you want to call heads or tails?
Please send an email.
I'll call tails again.
And tails it is. So you got tails. So do you want to go first or defer? I don't know which is the advantage.
I would like to go first because I'll just go first.
You just watched Jean.
I'm afraid of Jean. I'm afraid of Jean now. And I was afraid of Francis too. And anyway, this is very intimidating, the whole thing.
Hey, you've done a phenomenal. Everybody's done a phenomenal job. So you're all coming out looking great. And all right, I got to pick an objection here. Oh, it's the same one I had before. I find this one hard to answer because, okay, I'm going to pick a different one. It was, why don't you advertise? Other agents advertise more, but if you do quite a bit of advertising, how are you going to handle that objection? Okay, here it is. Well, Wendy, you're ready?
Yep.
You don't seem to handle homes in our price range.
Okay, so that might be true. I haven't maybe I haven't done a lot in this price range, but I will tell you what I have done a lot of. I've sold a lot of homes of buyers looking in your price range. So wouldn't it make real great sense for me, who has all of these connections with a lot of buyers, to be able to bring them up into this price range and look at your home and be able to market it that way. So at the end of the day, whether you're marketing any home, we're still going to take the same steps. We're still going to go through the same systems. We're still going to do everything we can, again, to get you to net you what you deserve for this house and what the home is worth, and will get you walking away. So don't think that having one type of price range as your specialty is necessarily the best agent to have you sell your home. It's great to have a spread across all of the homes, and like I said, bring buyers up into this price point, because I know those buyers and I know what they're looking for as they're moving up into the market.
Stop.
Again, very, very well done, Amy. Very, very well done. Excellent. All right, Jean, are you ready, sir?
So what's your question?
You don't seem to sell homes in my price range.
Yeah, actually, when you look at a listing, whether it's in the 200 range or 3, 5, in your price range, we do have our systems in place from the day that we sign the listing agreement to putting the sign, the lockbox. Everything that we do is completely systemized from A to Z. So whether it's a small little condo or $1 million home, we do have all our systems that work seamlessly. We have people in place that take care of our staging. We have our professional photographer, We have an admin that takes care of all the paperwork, all the marketing. We have a marketing coordinator that does all my marketing. And we also have everything needed in the back of our KW command, gotta throw in the command in there, command system to really track everything that we're doing. We do lots of online marketing, Facebook marketing, targeted to specific buyers that are shopping in your price range. So with the systems that we have in place, we can definitely handle your listing and take care of the listing, get you top dollar. So let's get together.
Stop.
Very well done. It's gonna be another tight race on this one, I think. Very well done. And I should have taken the screen share off there so you guys could see the votes there. Okay. Wow, it is tight. You can't scroll and know who it is. Oh, Amy had a stretch there. Amy had a stretch. See, you had no reason to be intimidated, Amy. You did phenomenal. Voting ends. Oh, Christine, you're just a second too slow. One more vote for Amy, left on the wayside.
If I lose by one, I'm contesting
Oh,
it.
it's a bit of a tough.
You can ask
All
for
right.
a recount. You can always ask for a recount.
Okay, so here's the really tough news, okay, for the winner. Marvin, are you going to be doing this in Newmarket?
We are.
That's what I thought. And do you think you need a ringer in there from Integrity or what?
Well, I kind of think it'd be neat to go through the same. I was going through this process in my mind to go through the same thing at 848, and then maybe have the two champions go head to head after that. What do you think?
Okay.
Or you want to throw Amy into ours? Is that what you're saying at 848?
Well, the voting has not been tabulated. We might be throwing Jean in. It might be.
Well, I was
Amy.
looking at the numbers. It could be Jean. You're right, but one of them. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. But I think that I like the idea is whoever the grand champion is of each market center, it would be pretty cool
Going against each other.
to have them do a little script off against one another like that. It'd be pretty neat. Maybe give them each 3 questions or something like that, right?
Is Gary going to be banned, with his radio voice from being in the script off? As the TR?
Gary is going to be banned. 100% correct. Yes, that's right.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. How are we doing? Kendra, pressure's on. Do we have, are you being audited as well? Do we have like,
Poor thing. That one late vote could come back to haunt Amy, right?
I'd love for somebody else to count with me, but I think it's going to be Amy. It's so close.
Let me see.
Voting starts now. So 1, 3.
It's close.
I gave it to Amy, 13. I had 10 to 13.
Okay, I had 9 to 11, so I think it's Amy.
Yeah, well, it's we'll do one more count here because
It's
both a
hard to
different
be
number.
rolling.
It's close. 2, 1, 1. Yeah, it's tricky.
I had 10 for Jean again. I counted the same. Yeah, I got 13 again for Amy. I still had 10 and 13. I wonder if, I don't think anybody's chats could be different. It's got to be all the same. Anyway, so I'm gonna announce it. Amy is the victor. Congratulations, Amy, on 2 hours sleep. Cleans up.
Thank you.
Congrats, Amy.
Thank you.
Very, very
That
well
was
done.
real. That was really good though, and I'll say I learned, like I made notes of when other people were talking because I was like, oh, that's good. So it's very good.
Patty says here, she just wants to say that a new agent, how great this was to see these amazing agents in action. Great learning experience. Loved it. Perfect. That is the goal, Patty, is we're hoping we all can learn from each other and practice and and re-emphasize the value of this practice, this role play, this, you know, dealing with different objections and getting better and better at it. So thanks to everybody. We hope to make this a regular thing, and this concludes our sales meeting. So if anybody wishes to stay on just to do a needs and wants and chat, you're more than welcome to, but that's the conclusion of the formal portion of the sales meeting. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. I have a question right away. We are inviting other agents from other brokerages to the business clinic?
Yes, we are.
Okay. I got some calls to make. See you later, everybody.
Yep.
Where's the leave meeting?
There will be a Zoom training, Shane, next week.
On Zoom?
On Zoom. For Zoom.
Cool. All right.
I'm gonna say that was really fun. I like the script off. I did go and watch the one from the Make a Camp
Make a
there
Camp?
for this.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. I didn't do quite as good
I
as,
actually wrote notes on some of the things, and as an Audible learner, I found it was more fun than reading scripts, eh, Jean? And were you practicing scripts just back and forth when you went in there and you're reading them? This was kind of like listening to people making it their own and kind of personalizing it. So yeah, it was good.
So
I like this.
you're on the bracket for January now, Marilyn, as we have all these people witnessing. Okay, I'll let you go. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think you'd be great at it. I really, really do. Anyways, we'll circle back. All right, anybody else have anything that they want to say?
Just questioning the Orleans office.
Yeah.
So now that it's officially announced, we can publicly talk about it?
We can. Marvin, did you sign off? Yeah, we can probably talk about it.
Okay.
That was my intent and my expectation in putting it on the sales meetings, that the address is out. It's
public.
It's a thing. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do
Thank you.
we have an idea when it's actually going to be opening?
The goal was February 1st. We already think it's more likely to be March 1st. But tender's out. We have a bunch of quotes on the fit ups and how beautiful it's going to be already in. You know, we don't think there's going to be delay in any permits. So lots of work can be done while we're getting the permits. So it's going to be February, March 1st type. All right, good question. We could hear you.
Jean, I don't think you can go and paint in your parking spot number yet, though.
I can actually walk to it. It's that close.
I know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a good addition, and I think we'll be able to bring a lot of people, and it'll change things. So it'll be good to have a space in Orleans.
Agreed.
If anyone wants to claim office space before it all fills up, I'm happy to send them floor plans too. So if you need to pencil in where your office is going to be and you want to see some floor plans, just send me or Kendra an email, and well, Jean's already picked his office, yeah. So everybody else has to get in there.
Office and parking spot.
What's that?
I said Jean's picked his office and parking spot. Does he have a secret?
I don't know. I think he's got to walk from home because it is a little bit limited in parking spots. And since I know he's only 4 minutes away, I think his parking spot's in his driveway. Just joking.
Yeah.
That's what you call negotiating the lease a little then, because he doesn't come with parking.
Yeah.
If anybody is interested in volunteering for the script off in January, we're not doing one in December. That would make my life a lot easier, and we'd certainly love to see the confidence and have you. So please let me know if you want to be in the script off. I didn't pin you, but you're still front and center on my screen, Marilyn. I'm trying not to look at you as I say that. There. Oh, now Lisa, now you're there.
Oh, because I
Like, nobody
laughed.
moved.
I'm turning off my mic.
All right. Anybody have anything else they want to share or anything? Good to see you, Ryan.
Andrew, I just got a little note on MoveSnap, which I just started with yesterday. And I've been looking at the presentation that came to the office from 2 years ago. And that had a cap on it of 20 transactions with MoveSnap for our package. But I just want to tell everyone that the new plan that Keller Williams has is unlimited. So you're not held to that 20 anymore. If you've got 30 people moving that year, feel free to use that. Had that confirmed this morning.
Thank you, Reiner. Thank you very much. Good point. Maybe we'll try to get that sent out in an email or posted on Facebook as well, because we have quite a few people leave the chat. So I want to make sure that that gets out there. I appreciate that, Reiner.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to add before I say goodbye and close the meeting for everyone? All right. Well, I appreciate you all. I hope you really enjoyed that, and look forward to seeing you. We're not going to have a sales meeting in December, but we will be hopefully getting lots of involvement and having a lot of fun and seeing each other through the 12 days of giving. There is a Zoom social on the 22nd, so look out for the information on that as our 12th day of giving. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in and about then. Again, there's the social on Wednesdays that people are welcome to attend, as well as the kickoffs in the morning at 9:30 too. So I look forward to seeing you all, and stay safe, and thanks for your attendance.